Alrighty, Jam Box breaks here at 7:03 p.m. Eastern Time on the 20th of November. We're doing a 3-boxer 2014 Leaf Perfect game. I got one more posted, guys, and I'm completely out of this stuff. Only thing I got left is Prime Cuts. 7 left. We can break that tonight, too, as long as all payments are in and we get that filled. Alright, here's what we got in the break. We got Sarah, David S., David D., Rick, Donnie, Steve, Eric, Jerry, Steve again, David S., James, and Cubby. Let's take the list here and get your guys your letters. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Eric? What's up, Cubby? This game's got me frustrated. Cubby on bottom, Sarah on top. Sounds like a man's dream. Just kidding. Anything higher than 4. 3, go again. 4, go again. Anything higher than 4. Alright, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Starting off with David on top and ending with David on bottom. David Sandwich. Why is it doing this again? All right, David S. with A, B goes to Eric, Sarah with C and D, Jerry has E, F goes to David S, David D has G, H goes to James, Donnie with I, Rick with J, Cubby with K, L goes to David S, Rick with M, Steve with N, O goes to David, Cubby with P, R goes to David, Steve with S, T goes to Rick, David with V, W goes to Rick, X and Q goes to Eric, David with Y and Z. This one's a little bit different than the other ones, guys. Basketball is not coming out till Friday now, Weber. So once the checklist comes out, I'm going to use my buddy's pricing on that. He knows basketball better. Once that comes out, I'll post it, man. It don't come out till Friday now, though. Got Topps Tech up. That's it so far. Till the other checklist pop. Let me just print this, guys, and we'll get started. Rick, I don't know if Jay was good in this or not. I can't remember, man. We only broke 2 boxes of it. It was over a month ago. It's totally different from 2016. Some cards aren't numbered in it. There's good players in it. There's known players already, but it's totally different. That's why it's a lot cheaper. What's up, David D? You got letter G in this one, but again, it's different from 2016. So, crap. I need sleeves. Hold on, guys. I thought I was ready. Trash everywhere. Yesterday. Oh, you were saying yeah to S? I just threw everything around the floor. I gotta clean it up. Meant to do it last night. Alright, first box. This has Cornelius Randolph, Brendan Rodgers, so B is a good one to have. We can pull Brendan Rodgers. There's a couple other guys too. I think Kobe Allard's in this, which is K, which would be Cubby. There's a few guys in this that are good.
You love all-day breakfast, but you don't love that you can't get all your favorites. But now you can get more.
There are ones not numbered in this one. All right, let's get started. Starting off with G, number 25 of 50, Gray Fenter. Going to David D. Next up, we have a Dylan Seipert, number 36 of 50, D. Going to Sarah. You guys want to do that Panini Cuts tonight? I'm down. Only got 7 left. Cheap teams too. Next up is Joe Davis, 13 of 50. J. Going to Rick. Eric. David, you still lost though. Didn't you guys lose? Next up, we got Eric Rodriguez, 14 of 50. E. Going to Jerry. Didn't you lose to the Cardinals today? Or did you guys win? I just had an argument with some stupid Vikings fan due to my baseball post. He got on my nerves, so I deleted him. I ended up deleting the post, man. It was getting out of hand. And he just turned into a big D-bag and he's still messaging me. Like, dude, get over it. Damn Twins fan. Talking about my Eagles are trash. And my Phillies are trash. Tanner Campbell, 24 of 50. T. Rick. I hate when people are like, I know more than you. I know more than you. Whose balls are bigger? Who cares? Next up, we got a Ben Baggett, 12 of 25. B, going to Eric. Like, I'm sorry, you can't compare Mickey Mantle to Mike Trout. You just can't. Like, people forget how much the game was different back then and how much better pitching there was back then. As starters, not relievers. It drives me crazy, man. People think they know the game, but they talk about now and not before. All right, Matthew Mercer, number 12 of 25. M, going to Rick. Next, they're going to be saying he hits like Babe Ruth. Oh, man. Next up, we have a Deacon LePut, 12 of 25. D, going to Sarah. Sarah, I'm trying not to run a mini on that, to be honest with you. It tends to hold up the brakes. You guys haven't noticed. I haven't been running minis, and they've been feeling fine. Next up, we have a John Michael Boswell, J, going to Rick. We're into the non-numbered cards now. I don't run minis. They tend to fill. Next up, we have a George Hewitt, G, going to David D.
There was only so many other things to talk about when we talked about Seattle, so he never got mentioned. Plus, he wasn't drafted. He wasn't coming out of Stanford. Yeah, so he didn't have.
This game's terrible. Next up, we have a K, Kyle Hatton, K, going to Cubby. Well, Dave, your Vikings need to do more than what they just did today there, man. No offense. They've been looking like crap. I mean, my team looks like shit too, but we can't win on the road. Next up, Dakota Chalmers, D, going to Sarah. He tried telling me that we didn't beat you guys, that you guys just stunk that day. I was like, okay. Undefeated team. Yeah, Eagles are trash. Next up, we have Curtis Witten, C, going to Sarah. Did you coach him, Rick? Did we just pull him? Yeah. It was Kyle Hatton, Hatton. Next up, Cody Roberts, C, going to Sarah. I know, I wanted to break two, Sarah, but when I put up minis, it seemed the Prime Cuts minis have been taking 24 hours to fill. If you haven't noticed that, you've been in them all waiting, driving me nuts and holding it up. Next up, we have an Alex Webb, A, David S. I'd rather break it tonight too, because a lot of you guys that are in this are in that. Ship it all together. That's funny, Rick. Next up, we have a Kenny Taylor, T, going to Rick. Is he good? I'm assuming if he got drafted, he is. Where did he get drafted to? Next up, we have a Reggie Pruitt, R, going to David. David S. There'll be some more numbered cards too. They just put a little stack with non-numbered in those. Next up, Michael Hickman, M, going to Rick.
You see, when you're raised by wolves, there's no 10-any deal where you can carry out a large Pizza Hut pizza, any toppings, any recipe.
Oh, I thought you were saying I need to buy more Prime Cuts there. I was going to say, no way.
but
That
now,
product is way
I think
overpriced.
large pan meat lovers
Next up, we have a Maddox Conger M going to Rick. It's not. I mean, there's some nice hits in it. Don't get me wrong, but it's way overpriced. It should be $75 a box, not $250 retail or $230 retail. That's ridiculous. Next up, we have another M, Michael Braun going to Rick.
We focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs.
It'll go, Sarah.
Because it's
People get bored later and they're all pissed off and drunk. Next up, we have a Michael Rivera, another M going to Rick. Sheesh. 101 coming up with a pink auto. A purple card with a pink auto. Yeah, there's some decent teams left, Cubby. It's a tough checklist because there's a lot of Hall of Famers in it, but not as many coming out that I hoped. Alex Webb, 101, going to David S. Look at that. There you go, David. A nice, cute little purple card with some pink Sharpie. David S. Why would he sign like that? Yeah, there's Rays, Blue Jays, Phillies. Christopher Chatfield, 1 of 5. C, going to Sarah. Sarah, tag Durkin. Say, Durkin, your Phillies are available. We'll take them. They're a lot cheaper. I think they're only like 15 bucks, aren't they? 15 or 20 bucks. All right, for our 2-patch autos, we have a Luken Baker. L. Going to David S. These aren't always numbered either. I forget where he got drafted to. He's decent. And a Christopher Chatfield, 16 of 25. C. Going to Sarah. Yeah, I guess I'm a princess too. It's okay. All right, box 2. I got all these sorted. I just got to pack them up. That's what's all behind here.
And the Giants are on a roll. Pittsburgh defeats winless Cleveland. And again, 11 extra points missed today across the league, the most in 50 years in the league on 1 week.
I'm gonna love it. There's Panini plates and patches that's coming out again for football, and every box has a 101 in it. A 101 plate. So hopefully those breaks I don't have to give out any credits. It wasn't like that in 2011. I think the new Panini crew just thought it was supposed to be, so they put a printing plate in every box. All right, we got Robert Montez, 19 of 50. R going to David S. Jerry, you have E, letter E. I don't know if you got anything yet. We're on box 2. Next up, we have Alonzo Jones going to David S. 7 of 50. Hey. No, I will not be putting makeup on, Sarah. I will not influence my son to do that. Next up is D. Dallas Wolfalk, 44.50. Going to Sarah. Oh, was there an Eric Poole? Okay, Jerry, you might have gotten one so far then. Another D going to Sarah. Derek Hill, or Darius Hill, sorry. I was like, Derek Hill's good. 48 of 50. Darius Hill, though. Ain't happening, Sarah. Do not catch me putting makeup on my face. Next up, we have a Ryan Johnson, 35 of 50. R going to David. David S. She has her mother to do that too. And a baby doll. Next up, we have a Thomas, says Bucky, 10 of 25. T going to Rick. Won't happen in my house. Next up, another T, Thaddeus Ward, 4 of 25. On the Rick. All right, going to Cubby with the P. We have a Parker McFadden, 4 of 25. James, I can't tell you that, bud. I don't know. There's a checklist on Cardboard Connection. I don't know, man. Most of these kids are still so young. All right, we have a Cameron Simmons, C, going to Sarah. That's why it's so cheap, man, to get so many autos. But I mean, a lot of them do. A good amount of them do pan out. Whether they make it to the pros or not is another story. But a lot of them do get drafted. Next up is Matthew Mercer, M, going to Rick. I just wonder what the incentive is to get these kids to sign at such a young age, sign autographs. Since college kids can't sign for stuff, I wonder what they give them for that. All right, Anthony Molina, A, going to David, S. Next up, we have an Austin Krimzinski, going to David S. Man, can't I just walk off the field and end this game already? Next up, we have a Cameron Montgomery, C, going to Sarah. Yeah, but right, this came out in 2014, so they were just getting out of high school. Next up, we have a Carter Hall, C, going to Sarah. You know what I'm saying? Most kids don't even hit the MLB until they're 22 or older now. Some don't get into it until like 24, 25. Decent player, Bryce Denton, B, going to Eric. I know him. Yeah, probably Eric, but I'm sure they don't just all say, okay. Daniel Neal, D, going to Sarah. I just like 2016 bags. I like the metal autos. I'm a huge fan of those. Next up, we have a Darren Shred, D, going to Sarah. I'm excited for the next two products that come out for this. It'll be this year's draft already, the ones that already drafted. And they'll all be metal. Next up, we have an Alex Perrin, A, going to David. I think one of them will be like the one we just did, but they're all metal autos. I'll have to look it up again. What's that, James? You like the metal ones better? Yeah. I mean, it's a huge price difference, too. Andy Pagnazzi, A, going to David S.
We'll take a break along with him.
I know you like it, Sarah, don't you?
This is not another 18-blade razor, because this is one blade from Philips Norelco.
Oh, man. Don't tell your fiance that. All right, Parker Kelly, P, going to Cubby. Damn it. I thought we had a Brandon Rogers. Going to break. Next up is Brennan Brow, B, going to Eric. Go now. What do you mean this year is when February, James? You talking about the draft? I'm talking about the draft that just happened already. 3 of 5, Joshua Stowers, J, going to Rick. Next up, we have a Michael Zimmerman, 5 of 10, M, going to Rick. All right, on to our patch autos. All right, we got a Brandy Stallings, B, going to Eric. And next up, we have a Tawan White on the gold, 6 of 25. T, going to Rick. All right, one box to go. big name here. Let's get some Rodgers. All right, next up, Kevin Santiago, 37 of 50K. Going to Cubby. Oh wow, Daryl Green Beckham actually caught the ball. Not that it matters. Evan Harold, E, numbered 30 of 50. Going to Jerry.
And 26 to 13, they're going to go for 2 here.
I don't know, Steve. Who you got S, right? Have I called your name at all yet? Next up, we have a Kyle Molnar, 39 of 50K. There's no way you haven't hit. Going to Cubby. You got 2 teams, right? And as well. Next up, we have a J.D. Williams, 37 of 50. Jay, going to Rick. All the letters are represented, man. Whenever the checklist. Next up, we have a Kirk Sidwell, 35 of 50. K, going to Cubby. How's he not? I thought S hit. There's too many to remember. Grant Sloan, G, 15 of 25. Going to David D. Why are you calling him Bacon, Cubby? I'm going to start calling him Bacon. Next up, we have a Orly Arlano, 11 of 25. Oh, going to David S. Yeah, maybe it was. I thought it was an S by now, though. That's insane, dude. I'm sorry. I didn't think that was possible. Not to hit in 3 boxes. I think you got something. You're lying to me. Alex Webb, 10 of 25. A, going to David. That's his nickname? Well, this is real life, Cubby, so it's not that's his nickname in real life. This is real life. Keegan Men, K, going to Cubby. That's funny that you said that. That's his name and that's his nickname in real life. Like Facebook isn't real life. Next up, we have a Jonah Garrison, J, going to Rick. Next up, we have a Jordan Stevens, J, going to Rick. And next up, we have a Joshua Smith, J, going to Rick. Man, this is the J hot box. And next up, we have a John Creel, J, going to Rick. This is insane. Everything is Rick, this box, guys. Jeez Louise. Come on, Leaf. And how about a Jimmy Herron, Jay, going to Rick? I can't make this shit up, guys. And I said Jay doesn't hit that much in this one. It doesn't. And a Jalen McMillan, Jay, going to Rick. This is ridiculous. Dude, they just must have put the whole checklist of J's in this box. And then Julian Infante, Jay, going to Rick. I'm laughing. You guys are all freaking cursing me out. What's that, like 9 in a row? There you go, Rick. On the E. Ethan Paul, E. Going to Jerry. That's ridiculous. I'm telling you, they must have just stuck the whole J checklist in this box. That's why this is fun, man. You can end up with 1 hit or 40. Next up is Gabriel Garcia, G, going to David D. Just don't know. Yeah, I think that's a new record for letters in a row. Usually it's like 2 or 3. We've never had like 9. And Jay again. Jackson Luke. Leck. I don't know how to say it. L-U-E-C-K. Lewick. Going to Rick. I know, shuffle a deck, right? Do something. And they're still coming, guys. Jarrett Middleton. Going to Rick. Sorry, guys. I don't have any control over this. I don't think Donnie's hit either. James Dawson Terrell, Jay, going to Rick. We got a printing plate auto coming up.
Interesting series of plays there with 3.5 minutes to go. You get one
All right. Congratulations, 101 of Isaiah Gillum. So there's A, or I. So there you go, Donnie. Just mentioned you haven't gotten a hit. There you go. 101 printing plate auto. Next up, we have a Brandon Becker, 10 of 10. B going to Eric. I'm sorry, Eric. It's in a sleep. I'm going to drop it on you. You know what's sad is the Eagles can get back into this game with 3 minutes left. They score here. Wesley Rodriguez, W, going to Rick. My last hit has a pretty nice. I like the patch on this. Number 2 of 5, Willie Berger. W, going to Rick. Steve, is you really not hitting that whole thing? There had to be an S, dude. I can go back and look, but there's no way. If so, dude, I'm deeply sorry on that. I don't even know how it's possible. All right, guys, that is the break, guys and gals. Thank you. I appreciate you filling it. Again, I have the other one posted, and that's it. We won't be doing any more of these.